I'm Barbara Mikuszewski, Associate Dean of Health Careers and Sciences at the Metropolitan Campus at Cuyahoga Community College, and this is part of the Healthy Cooking Made Easy series. I have several guests with me today. The first one is Maria Brathwaite from the Career Place Services at Metropolitan Campus, and I also have some taste testers with me today, and I'm going to let you introduce yourselves.
Patricia Gray, Career Center, Eastern Campus.
Roland Sweet, Career Center, Eastern Campus as well.
Kate Boddicker, Career Coach, Eastern Campus.
Great, we're so glad you're with us, and we're anxious for you to taste our cookings today. This section is about African heritage cooking. Maria and I participated in a cooking show. Well, it wasn't a show, it was a demonstration, right, for about 6 weeks, where we really looked a little bit of detail at African heritage cooking.
Yes.
And we had some different spices and some different foods, and the feedback was so good, we thought we would just share some of that with you today. So Maria and I are kind of going to tag team, right? I'll do some and she'll do some, and show you some of these really simple, easy, healthy recipes. The first one I'm going to do is quinoa. Quinoa with carrots and onions. The first thing I'm going to do is I've chopped up carrots and onions, and they're very small, and there's also some garlic in here. I'm going to do a little bit of olive oil, and we're going to saute this for about 3 minutes, just so it gets soft. And while that's getting soft, let me talk to you a little bit about quinoa. Quinoa is a grain. Let me show you what it looks like. It's like little pearls, but the unique thing about quinoa is that it's very high in protein. And so it can be used for vegetarians. It's a plant, and it's used then to replace meat. Now you say you use this at home.
I do. I have made salads out of it, and I've also put it in soups. For example, a chicken vegetable soup. Instead of putting potatoes or noodles, I've used quinoa.
Right, and this would be better even than pasta.
Absolutely.
Right? The challenge with quinoa is that it takes about 20 minutes to cook.
It does,
right? Even this is the plain quinoa. This is quinoa that has some garden vegetable quinoa. It has some red peppers and some carrots in there, but it still takes 15 minutes to cook. So it does take some time, but not that much longer than it would for pasta. So I'm sauteing some carrots, garlic. You can smell the garlic. Can you smell the garlic?
Wonderful. Flavor's great. Yeah.
Some garlic. Now, the recipe says to about 2 to 3 minutes after this gets a little bit soft, you add water to this and the quinoa, and that takes about 20 minutes to cook. So I prepared the quinoa ahead of time so I can just stir them together. Now, the recipe says water. You can use a vegetable broth, vegetable stock, you could use chicken, you could use beef if you wanted to add some flavor to it. So this is what the quinoa looks like. It's got kind of a pearly look to it, right? And a kind of a nutty flavor, right? We're gonna add that to the carrots and heat it up. And you can see the nice color that it has, which is a lot nicer than using the stuff from the box.
So Barb, other than carrots, what else do you think you can put in there?
I would do celery.
Okay.
I could do onions. You know what I like to do is I throw peas in here. Frozen peas, right? To give it some more color. I would just put in all kinds of vegetables and mix it up and eat it like a casserole.
Sounds delicious.
Right, with some greens, and then we'd be good to go.
Yeah.
It'd be a healthy meal. Very low fat, but tasty and colorful. Okay, so that's the one dish, quinoa.
Okay.
And then you were going to talk about something else?
I am going to do what we called a black-eyed pea salad, okay? And it's very simple. It calls for black-eyed peas. I've decided to use the canned black-eyed peas. And what's important about using black-eyed peas is that from the cans anyway, you need to make sure you rinse it out before you use it to get rid of some of the excess sodium that's in black-eyed peas. So this one has been previously rinsed, all right? And this recipe simply calls for me to add some delicious vegetables. And here I've got celery, onions, and peppers that are already chopped for you, okay? And now I'm simply gonna pour this right over my black-eyed peas like this. And then I'm gonna mix it all together. And you can use as much as you would like. Let's make sure that this is mixed up thoroughly. I'm going to add a little bit more because I like it nice and full of vegetables, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I think what's nice about this recipe is that it has celery. Not all of the recipes have celery.
Right, it does have celery,
Right.
and that has been chopped up as well. We're gonna need to add some olive oil to this dish as well. About 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And let's be generous. If you think you need a little bit more olive oil, go right ahead. All right? But we're going to start off with 2 tablespoons of olive oil in here, and also a little bit of harissa.
And the apple cider vinegar.
Yes. And actually, I'm going to put in that apple cider vinegar before I do that harissa. I'm going to put that in last. And here goes my apple cider vinegar.
And I would definitely go with a flavored vinegar.
Yes.
I wouldn't do just a white vinegar.
I definitely would. This adds a really unique flavor to the
Right.
dish. All right. And I am going to mix that all in, and a little bit of harissa to taste. Now, harissa is a spice. It's made from chili peppers. Take a look at this. It has a real strong flavor and color to it. So it's made from chili peppers. It has some coriander in there.
And cumin.
And cumin in there as well. All
Right.
of my favorite spices. So we're gonna just put a little bit of
Right,
that.
so you always start out with a little.
With a little, start off with a little
Because you could
boy.
always, you
yeah.
could always add more.
You mean there are some people who don't like it hot?
No.
I like
Is it
it
a
a
hot
little
spice?
spicy. It is pretty spicy. So let's mix that up really well. And once we've done that,
Yeah, that's about
we're
it.
good to go. It's very simple, and it's a nice alternative to preparing black-eyed peas the way we normally do.
Okay, which would be,
Which would be sort of like a stew.
right.
Pretty much where I'm from, which is Trinidad and Tobago, we can do black-eyed peas with rice all mixed together.
Right.
And I know that traditionally black-eyed peas and rice is done on New Year's Eve.
Right.
And do you have any idea why that is?
No.
It is because as you cook the black-eyed peas, it swells, it expands, and that signifies abundance and wealth.
Oh, I didn't know
That's
that.
why we do it, for good luck.
Okay.
That's the reason why. So this concludes our first dish. I'm going to wait for them to taste it later on and tell me how
Okay.
wonderful that is.
Okay.
All right?
Now, one of the things to mention, I think if you don't really like celery, we can always, you don't have to put the celery in, or you may not like some of them, the crunchiness of all the vegetables, so you can kind of blanch them.
You could if you would like, yeah.
Blanch them and then put them in. You could do that in a little bit of
Yeah.
boiling water.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but look again
Nice
at how
and simple.
Right, and look how colorful, it is.
Colorful and beautiful and simple. That's what I love about it most of all. I love
Right.
to cook, but let's not spend too much time in the kitchen now.
So you can put it in the refrigerator
Absolutely. Let's
and have
refrigerate
it all week, right? It's not going to go bad.
That it does not go bad at
Right.
all.
Okay.
Great for leftovers.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Absolutely
Thank you.
good.
And now I'm going to, if I can get this going again, talk about greens.
Yeah.
Right. We're going to do some greens and a variety of greens. Another simple recipe that only takes a few minutes to do. So we have.
Get this
I
out of your way.
want to make sure I get the right burner on. So here we have 3 different kinds of greens. We have collards, which is flat,
Right.
right? And then we have kale and mustard greens. We chop them up into a little bit of like bite-sized
Yeah.
pieces. And we also chopped up some leeks, okay? And this was the bottom. Let me just show you this. What we did was we took the bottom part of the leek
Yes.
and just chopped it up. We cut it in half, and then we were able to. When you open up a leek, it's got lots.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it
It's
really
like a
is.
little fan.
So let me just drop some of this in the boiling water for about 3 to 5 minutes. Make sure I get a variety. Now, kale is known as a superfood. Do you know why it's known as a superfood?
Super, I don't
super.
know.
Well, super nutritionally, right?
Yes,
It is
absolutely.
full of. Let me get a tongue. It is full of antioxidants, vitamin A, vitamin C.
Yes.
It's good for calcium, potassium, which is good.
Yes.
Yeah. In fact, this recipe even talks about eating it for breakfast. I don't know that I would do.
I have. I do not do traditional breakfast. No, not at all. So whatever is left
Put the
over from
leeks in
dinner.
there.
Yeah.
So again, the greens, any dark
Yeah.
greens that you can find. One of the things that I discovered with the greens, I had purchased the kale, which is really curly kale.
Yeah.
And I put it in the refrigerator, and a couple of days, I opened up the bag, and it was like muddy because it was dirty. You know, you
Wow.
can't assume that the greens you purchase in the grocery store, just because
Absolutely.
they're wet, that they're clean.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So filled up a sink of cold water and just let them drain, and all the
Right.
dirt and the stones, there were actually stones, actually fell out, and then
Really?
we can drain it. So this is kind of softening it up, and when you blanch it like this, you kind of take away some of the bitterness. I'm going to do that. I'm going to then, when it's done, I'm going to add a little bit of lemon juice, and then this particular recipe also talks about adding avocado, serving it with avocado. So now you and I talked a little bit about the avocado and how many ways you use it.
Yeah.
How do you use? You use it a lot.
I love avocados. I slice them up, put them in my salads. It works really well like that. Or I slice them up and eat them just like, actually this morning for breakfast.
You said you had it on a piece of
had
toast. I
A
like-
piece of toast with sliced avocados. Delicious. Try it if you haven't done so before. It's great.
Well, you know, and I was sharing that I stay away from avocados because they are really high in fat.
Said them to me.
Very high in fat, I know. But it's a monounsaturated fat, so it's a healthier fat.
Yes.
But it's still fat, and it still has 9 calories per gram. So
Yeah.
I kind of stay away from it. But this was the avocado I was able to purchase at the grocery store, and it's just as hard as a rock.
Yeah, there are different varieties of avocado, and yeah, this one is hot. It's not going
Right.
to be ready for about a week or so.
Yeah, but you can just leave it on the counter and let it
yeah.
get ripe.
Yes, that's
right?
exactly what I do. Yeah.
So I chose then to go with these avocado hats because they're guaranteed to be ripe. So I probably paid a little bit more money for
Yeah.
them, but I know that they are ripe and
Okay,
they're already
ready to go.
peeled and the seed is already
Ready to
out.
go, yeah.
Yeah. So I think this, you can see, I will show you how bright green
Yes, beautiful.
with the water.
Yes.
So that's how you know that it's probably done and it's a little bit soft. So I'm just going to take it to the sink.
So why do I think that water probably has a lot of nutrients in it? What would you
does.
do with that water?
For me, I would probably make soup.
Good
Right, take
idea.
it and
Yeah.
you can make a soup or you can make it into sauce. But you're right, a
Absolutely,
lot
yeah.
of the water-soluble vitamins and
Yes,
minerals,
yes.
and they call it liquid, I believe.
Pot liquor.
Pot liquor,
Yes.
right? So you can
Pot
save, and you
liquor.
don't have to use it right away. You can
No,
put it in the
store it in the refrigerator.
refrigerator
Absolutely,
and
yeah.
use it. But you're right.
Yeah.
It's a crime to kind of throw it down the drain.
Yes,
I know. I'm
it
sorry.
is. Yes.
So I'm going to just kind of
She's committing a crime.
drain it. It's nice and green, so you know it's got to be healthy. You know what? You could probably use it when it's refrigerated in smoothies.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
You know, instead of a juice
Yes.
or
Yes.
water.
Or milk. You can
or
do
milk.
that. Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
So then I'm going to take a lemon, a half a lemon, and squeeze it through my fingers, right, so I can catch the seeds. I think I got it all. We're going to stir that up. Oh, I just love the color.
Yes. Nice and healthy.
Gosh, that looks good. And we're going to slice up some avocados.
Now, this is new for me. I've never seen avocado served like this before.
With greens.
Yes, this is new.
But it should be good.
I would think so. I would think so. I love avocados any kind of way. Yeah.
Um,
Awesome.
you put this on here. And
Looks delicious.
oh, this avocado is definitely ripe. And just a slice of avocado on top.
Very good.
Right, and that's all
Beautiful.
you'll need.
Yes, that's
You
it.
know, that really
A
works
little
well.
quinoa next to it, some black eyed
Yep,
peas,
and
and you're
we'll
good
do
to go.
that. Yep, we're
Yes.
good. Okay, so, and you have one more. We can't we can't go forward without dessert.
No, gotta have dessert.
We have
Yes,
to have
yes.
dessert, so
Wow.
go ahead. Let me just clean that up. for you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, very good. Next, we're gonna do a tropical fruit dessert. And in this dessert, I'm gonna be using pineapples, mangoes, and papaya. Now, this is what a mango looks like. There are different varieties of mango, but I did not go with fresh mangoes this time around. We decided to use some frozen frozen fruits actually. So in here I've got those three fruit as mentioned before. Now this is a very quick and simple recipe to put together. It calls for some coconut milk, a couple of tablespoons of coconut milk, and I am just going to shake this up a bit.
Is the different colors, right? The papaya, the mango, and then the pineapple.
Mm-hmm.
And that, one of the things you want to remember when you cut up things for a fruit salad, you want to do big chunks, right? You don't want tiny little pieces.
No, you don't,
You want
no.
to be able to bite into it and,
Yes.
and taste it.
And it's nice if you're using frozen fruit to let it sit for a while, so it's not that cold, and so this is slightly thawed. And now I'm gonna add a couple of tablespoons of coconut milk right in here. You can also use the coconut milk that has little pieces of the coconut in there.
Right.
That gives it a really good consistency. But for this recipe, we are just gonna use that coconut milk
And this
in
is,
there.
Okay, just let me interrupt you for a minute. This
Yeah.
this was a new product that I had not seen before. It's a culinary coconut milk that's light.
Yeah.
You know, because one of the things we know about coconut,
Yes.
it's very high in
Yeah.
polyunsaturated
But it's
fats.
so
It's
delicious.
saturated fats.
Yes.
I know, but it's
Yeah.
really on the list of
Yeah.
foods you need to
To watch, to be careful
watch,
about.
right?
Absolutely.
But just drink the light
Version of it.
variety, light
Yeah.
version, and you're only using a few tablespoons, and you're
Absolutely.
putting it on really healthy stuff.
Yes.
So
And
it's a
then
balance.
this is actually what a real coconut looks like. But I wouldn't even attempt to crack this open. You need a hammer.
We forgot that. We forgot the hammer.
Yeah, this is what, and there's like water in here. So this is what a real coconut looks like.
So much
This is
easier just
new.
to buy that little
So much
container.
easier to just do that. Okay, the next ingredient I'm gonna put in here is some agave. You could also use honey in this particular recipe, but I decided to just use some agave. It's a really good substitute, and it's also quite flavorful. So about 2 tablespoons of agave, and I'm going to measure. You can put as much as you like if you like it to be a little bit sweeter. And finally, just so that when you're making this recipe as well, you can use any of your favorite fruits in there. So if you wanted to add some strawberries, some blueberries, etc., that's gonna be perfect. It's gonna just add more color and make it even more delicious. To just top it off, I'm gonna add some chopped walnuts in here as well. All right?
Which is a great choice nutritionally because
Yes.
they're full of omega-3s.
Uh-huh.
You know, and you don't need a lot.
Right, you don't need a lot. Just get every drop of that in there, and you just want to gently mix this. You don't want to overmix, because if you overmix, it's going to look a little bit smushy and not so attractive, all right?
So again, we used frozen
Yes.
product here, and it's still got some ice crystals in it, so
Yes.
it's not mushy.
Exactly.
But you can also use fresh if they're ripe, right?
Oh, absolutely, if they're ripe.
But
and,
this was nice. You just had these in your freezer, and
and
you
this
just bring
looks
it back.
this looks like wonderful and
Right.
so simple to make.
Right.
It's nutritious, and it tastes wonderful as well. So that is our final dish for today.
Okay,
So we
we're-
are going to plate these.
We're going to plate some things up for our
Yes.
taste testers. Before I do that, I wanted to make sure that we added the ginger,
Ginger,
to the
yes.
quinoa. So this is a ginger root, and then this is our zester, and we can just, we don't need a whole lot. And I
No.
did it last so that it doesn't lose its flavor because it's fresh. Let's stir that up a little bit. And that ginger root stays in the refrigerator a long time.
In the refrigerator, or you can just sit it on your counter. That's
Yeah.
what I do with mine, yes.
Okay, so we have the greens. We have
Can you smell the
some-
ginger? Mm-hmm. It's wonderful.
Some quinoa. You want to put some black bean salad on there?
Oh, absolutely. Let's put a little of that right on there. Just a little more.
And then maybe a couple of
Delicious.
pieces of fruit. And this is our African heritage foods.
Yes, all very, very nutritious, very healthy, great for you. Mostly low in carbohydrates,
Right. High in fiber.
high in fiber.
Vitamin A, vitamin C.
A lot of
you got it.
vitamins.
Oh, it's like a vitamin pill
Awesome.
on a plate.
Yes,
Only it
it
looks a
is.
lot better. Okay,
Beautiful.
so we're gonna let, since you're the gentleman in the middle, we'll give you a
Yes.
try, and let me put a couple more plates together for you.
Great.
So, what do you think? How does it smell? Can you smell the
smells great.
spices? Does it?
Smells
Good.
great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you familiar with any of those foods that are on there?
Ooh.
Or do you typically eat papaya or mangoes?
Yeah, I like mangoes and I love greens. So.
Okay. And let me get a little bit of.
Oh, the plate is just so colorful and so beautiful. I love it.
Okay.
Yes.
And let me
All
do
right.
a piece of avocado. And we're going to do a piece of avocado here.
Perfect.
Okay.
A little bit more here.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Okay. You ready, ladies?
Beautiful.
Okay. I'm anxious to see which one are you going to try first and what's it going to taste like. Which one did you try first, Roland?
The greens.
The greens. Yeah.
Yes, very good.
Okay. Good. I think sometimes just even blanching the greens kind of takes away some of the bitterness. It makes them less tough. Yeah. And what did you try first, Patricia?
The black eyed pea salad.
Yeah.
This is very good.
Is it?
Very good.
Good. Okay.
I tried the quinoa first.
for you.
Yeah, it was delicious. No, it has a really nice flavor. You can taste the ginger. It's really nice.
Oh, good. Good. Well, that's always good for us to hear that it was tasted good. Thank you. So this was simple, easy. We hope that you'll try some of these recipes. They will be up on the website. I believe the Health and Wellness website probably within the next couple of weeks. Thank you, Maria, for helping me out. That was fun to do that. It was a little
That was a
different.
lot of fun. Love
Yeah.
doing it. Love doing
So
it.
give it a try. Try some African food.
Yes.
And we hope you enjoy it and stay healthy.